My name is Charles Gibbs, and I am a student at Shiloh High School. In elementary and middle school, I actually lived in Jersey City, New Jersey, up north, with my mom and my brother, sister, and my niece. I was the type of student that I would sit back in class and say, well, you know what, I don't care, I give up, I didn't want to do this, and I might just go to sleep or not even care. I might even just take a test, write my name and the date, and if I don't know the answers, I'll just turn it in as that. I was struggling with my classes. I was having troubles even sleeping at night sometimes.
He didn't seem to have an interest in schoolwork. He wouldn't take homework seriously. His grades were failing rapidly. And that's why Shiloh Middle at the time referred us to the mentoring program.
Charles was at a point in his life where he wasn't having much success in middle school. He had recently moved from New Jersey to Atlanta, and the transition wasn't going as well as he had hoped. He was referred to Donna Kane, the Shiloh Middle School graduation coach.
My job was to take students who had either been retained or, just potentially would drop out of school due to either family situations or poor attendance or low grades, low performance. And I met Mr. Rafer, who reached out to the school and offered the mentoring program, and Charles seemed like a really good candidate.
I met Charles when he was in middle school. Charles was a big kid, but there was something about him that stood out when I first met him. The way that he shook my hand, the way that he responded, something about him that said that this kid has a lot of potential.
Through Gwinnett County's mentoring program, Charles was partnered with Don Maddox, an entrepreneur who owned a landscaping business as well as several other businesses.
He actually just took Charles under his wings and taught him the importance of a work ethic, of being punctual, being responsible, of just being all the tricks and trades of operating a small business.
When I first met Mr. Maddox, I was trying to wonder, why is this guy so big and buff walking in the building? But after that, I actually started to wonder, well, he might have something beneficial for me, so let me not judge him too quickly.
When I first met Charles, my first impression of him was a quiet kid that definitely needed to come out of his shell. He was real low-key when I first met him, didn't want to talk too much, but as we got to know each other and he got real comfortable with me, next thing you know, I can't get him to stop talking. So he's a pretty good kid.
Mr. Maddox has showed me that even though I don't have a father in the house, that doesn't mean anything, because in this mentoring program, Mr. Maddox has become like a father to me.
Being a mentor, my responsibility is to make sure I'm provided there whenever Charles needs me. I am also there to be an ear to whenever he want to talk. So being that I grew up without a father, it was important for me to make sure that I can assist for some of the kids who don't have a father and try to keep them on the right side of the road as well.
Being a mentor is not for everyone, but for those men who are up to the challenge, it all starts with a background check and training classes, as Dante Harmon explains.
All of our mentors go through a mentor orientation where they have to be trained, and of course we go through a background check. Once they do that, we provide all of our mentors with a mentor handbook, and in that handbook we have lessons that they can actually use. It's funny because we ask them to use it as a guide. Sometimes they don't use it because they're able to build conversations with the mentee, which is an important thing. But we use the handbook as a guide for them to go through lessons. For instance, respect. We have lessons on respect. We have lessons on how to be disciplined in doing your homework, or just things of that category. We have different activities throughout our fiscal school year with our program that the boys can actually be a part of, and they fall under the umbrella of technology, career, college readiness, entrepreneurship, and even financial literacy.
The mentoring program offers many great opportunities for at-risk youth, but early intervention is critical.
Well, we target middle school because at the 10th grade, we notice that that's when dropout levels spike. And we want to target our middle school boys at an early age simply because we don't want to see that lasting trend. We do that because we see the need that kids need support. They want, and the parents also see that they need support. Have a lot of kids that may have lost a dad. Their dad is not in their life, or their parent or guardian is not active in their life. So because of that, we see the need to have a mentor assist them. Charles is one of those kids who did not have that male presence in his life, and he really just built a solid relationship with his mentor.
Our mentor program is very important right now due to the fact that we have a lot of young kids, especially our young brothers, to the point where fathers is not home. We have a lot of kids that is going off to the left, which means they're getting in some trouble, that they definitely need a mentor to try to keep them in the right side of the track.
I see Charles doing anything he puts his mind to. I definitely see him actually graduating from high school on time, going off to college, whether it be a technical school or a four-year school. But I can see Charles actually having his own type of business.
My relationship with Charles now is great. I've seen where he has matured. He takes everything that he does much more seriously than he used to. So I'm really appreciative of his mentor, Mr. Maddox.
Every time I speak with him, I let him know, Charles, I can see greatness in you. And I tell him that you're going to be something great. He's a very smart, articulate young man. And I do see something great. He's going to be a speaker.
My mentor and the mentoring program has had a special benefit on me. They helped me become the man I am today. Because back then, I just wanted to fail. I didn't care about anything. I didn't even think about what I was going to do in the future. And they actually made me turn completely to the point where now I have straight A's and B's, I have 3 jobs, and I am a young, successful black man, and I am proud to say that every day.
As Charles can attest, the mentoring program can be successful, not only for the young men, but for the mentors as well.
The mentor program has changed me very much effectively to the point where I look at things a whole lot different. I look at our young kids a whole lot different, to the fact that, probably years ago when I see kids doing something wrong, I probably will keep going. But now I actually stop and I talk to them and let them know what they're doing is either right or wrong.
And for Charles, he's grateful that his counselor intervened.
If the counselor had not introduced the mentoring program to me, I truthfully, honestly think that I would have probably given up on school altogether, and I don't know where I would have ended up.
And he has a few words of wisdom for his peers and other middle school students who may be struggling.
Never give up. Make sure that you keep striving to become what you want to become, and don't let anybody tell you that you cannot become that successful businessman or that NFL player, because those people, they may be an obstacle in your life, but you can avoid them and keep going on until you're successful.